Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. I've opened my Selfie self-portrait in Photoshop, and what the goal right now to do is decide that I don't really want all of these images here, and I do want to increase the contrast a little bit. Now, whether you do this final project in Photoshop or Illustrator at this point, cropping it and getting it where you want it, I think is most important. So the first thing I'm going to do is select my marquee, rectangular marquee tool. And I'm going to select what it is that I want to actually use into this portrait. And you can see right here, I've just decided on my face here. If I don't, might want a little bit more. Actually, I may even just come down a little bit more and do a full bust. And a full bust means right from under the armpits and going up. And then I'm going to kind of slide this over to center the face into the composition. And I feel pretty good about that. And I'm going to go image crop. If you know the other cropping tool that is in here in Photoshop, then you can use the cropping tool instead. I'm now going to crop. So what happens is I've left this with a very simple. Notice I have a black in here, I have a white in here, and I've got a bunch of grays. What I really want to do now is take this out to grayscale. And the right way to do this is on your layers palette. If you go under your window, layers, on your layers palette, there is a selection here that allows you to actually do what's called a black and white on this adjustment layers. And what I've done is I've added a black and white, and you can see that it's created this black and white. These tones are the colors that we've been working with in class, and you will notice that you can increase or decrease certain values. And notice how I've just made this looking darker, and it's kind of looking solarized a little bit because I'm darkening all the values. And if I kick back the reds, and we're going to lift the reds up, see I've got brighter, and see that's brighter, and I'm going to take my blues and I'm going to darken them just to see what happens. So I've actually created a little bit more contrast in the picture from using this particular chart. At that point, we can go ahead and close that, and you can now see that I've got a picture. I also may want to just do a brightness and contrast on this as well, which is right here. You'll notice it adds another layer above called brightness and contrast. I'm just going to kick up the contrast. There we go. So now you can see my lights and my darks, and I've exaggerated. You can actually see the simultaneous contrast going on right here in the edge where that dark met the light now. And that's just an illusion that even Photoshop has that we saw in some of our other work. At this point, this is where I want to now save the image, and I want to make sure that it's saved properly. I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to select JPEG so that it is a JPEG image. JPEGs are flattened images, so that's what's going to happen is that this file will not have the layers that I just created over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my desktop, and we're going to call this Todd Self-Portrait Selfie Copy, and put it on the desktop. Desktop, save. And we're going to do maximum quality, which is fine. And it can be baseline standard at this point, but we'll just leave it. Actually, I want to select it baseline standard, and I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And that is preparing your picture to now start the posterizing process, which we'll do in the next movie.